Hey, how are you? Kumusta po kayo? And thanks for tuning in to another edition of Paul Presents Art. I'm Paul and I'll be your guide today. This episode is from a series of short videos on a specific artist. The video is about 5 minutes or so and showcases a particular work or set of works with some commentary. This video features the work of French artist Foued Mokrani, and here's a preliminary pan of the works. I'll showcase each work in a bit. Here's a short bio on the artist. Foued Mokrani grew up in Tunisia and lived in the Middle East for a few years before settling in France. Without formal art training, he emphasizes the imperfections of his drawing, developing a naive, surreal, and unique style. His inspiration is fueled by his travel memories, ethnic art, and by scenes of daily life and the interpretation of his own dreams. This first work is titled Arcadia, Mixed Media on Paper, 8.25 by 11.75 inches. If you're new to the channel, please know that this channel is about art, exhibitions in contemporary, historical, and outsider art, group shows, art collections, etc. I live in Vancouver, Canada, so most of my videos will be based in that region, but I'll cover exhibitions as I travel. This particular work exercises an economy of color by using mostly blue, red, and green. Spiraling circles predominate the entire composition, along with centipede-like insects interspersed with four-legged mammalian fauna. There are 6 pieces in this show, which is part of a group show titled French Connection, showcasing 4 French artists here at the Outsiders and Others Gallery. And now we're looking at Two Heads, Mixed Media on Paper, 8.25 by 11.75 inches. All 6 works are mixed media on paper, with the same dimensions, so I'll simply share the title of the works going forward. This work seems to resemble Siamese twin penises. Do you see it? The decorative flourishes reference distinct ethnographic influences, from Middle Eastern Moorish-style patterns to a 19th century Victorian-era sensibilities, referencing the designs of William Morris, for example. Within outsider art, there seemed to be an innate desire to cover every conceivable area of the surface with patterns, almost to the point of asserting an artist's right to colonize the surface with their creative presence. Is there a psychological trope involved here? Perhaps a presence that needs to predominate? This next work is titled Tanks and Creatures. Seemed to suggest a possible engagement between war vehicles and domestic life forms. I've seen mechanisms of war depicted in a variety of media, from paintings to carpets, mostly from areas that have experienced war. The graphic representation of a tank is subtle but recognizable, and often surfaces when artists and creatives experience the effects of war and political conflict, whether real or imagined. It's a subtle reminder of what war does to the psyche in the long term. I'm not suggesting that this work is a result of an experience of war or conflict, but perhaps it's an embodied response to what's happening in certain parts of the world lately. Conflicts of this magnitude, when it's inescapable and ubiquitous, can become part of a person's frame of mind, and therefore need to be exercised and shared. Perhaps this drawing is an exorcism of sorts. Next we have Singing Rooster. I've often thought about the dichotomy between academic art and outsider art, and how these art worlds function within their own artistic ecosystems. While academic art is dense with intellectual discourse, outsider art is equally dense, with the essence of survival and the meaning of life. On his website, the artist wrote the following. His inspiration is fueled by his travel memories, ethnic art, and by scenes of daily life and the interpretation of his own dreams. He finds influences in his passion for calligraphy, street art, and color. End quote. This composition has transparent qualities to it, akin to depicting molecules and microscopic organisms. The subtle pastel colors lend a dreamlike sensibility to this drawing, with the outline of the rooster almost indistinguishable due to its fractured rendering. And now we're looking at Queen in Love. After doing some additional research on the artist, I'd like to share something that the artist said, and I quote, "Painting or drawing was a kind of meditation, a way to empty my mind, to think of nothing. I think that's the only valid definition for an artist, emptying their mind." End quote. Perhaps that's the reason why there's a density of form and line in his works, and in the works of many other outsider artists. It's a psychological need to share their thoughts before it disappears from memory. And now we get to the last work in the show titled Eating by His Thoughts. Like many of his compositions, this work is rather whimsical. There's a definite surrealistic quality to this work, when the world is both imagined and real, like in a dream sequence. When I first started to appreciate outsider art, I often thought that their creative explorations were curative, a way to externalize their demons through art. Perhaps that's how it started, with Art Brut many decades ago, but as time progresses, outsider art now expands that definition to include self-taught artists. Both have the capacity, will, and tenacity to explore the true creative spirit that lies within, and to share those experiences with a wider world. And I think that's a good place to end things. I hope you enjoyed this short video on Foued Mokrani's work here at Outsiders and Others Gallery, part of the group show French Connection. If you'd like to share your thoughts, observations, questions, please do so in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate that. Click the like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's free, and as a non-monetized channel, subscribing achieves visibility and creates added awareness of the artist and the gallery. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day, and I hope art continues to inform your life. Tune in again next time for more art-related videos. Goodbye!